G'day guys, Mike Poulos back here with an update on the history of Codseeker lures. When we left off last time in part 1 was February 2016, believe it or not, how time flies. But since then I've really taken a new and exciting path. So just to update you on what's happening now as of November 2020, on the advice of a friend, he said, Mick, why don't you start putting out some original flat-sided 150s, and for both the lure collectors and of course those who want to use them for fishing certainly can. And I've had several orders come in just for fishing. So we ran a few on a Facebook group called Lure Collectors Australia, which is a site purely for Australian made lures, and they sold quite well and have been for the last 6 or 7 months. So I'll continue to do that. And then of course, not happy with that, I then went and developed a 105mm minnow style lure, which I was saying to a friend the other day, probably the nicest lure that I've ever made, and very happy with it. Has been dynamite on the Yellers, but is also for sale on the Lures Australian Collectors website, Facebook page, sorry. And I'll leave links in the description about everything that I think about, if you want to get your hands on some. But just to show you what I'm talking about, that's the new 105mm minnow, about 30 grams, dives to about 2 to 3 metres, and I just do them in any colours that, you know, I'm starting to try and really develop my painting. So that's a little cod colour, really getting into my cray patterns. They're good fun to do. And then the psychedelic stuff, which is pretty to look at, and endless in colours. So that's the new minnow. As for the flat-sided 150s, wide bib, and this one, for example, is done in a peacock bass pattern, and that's what I've been trying to do, some fish patterns. Mangrove jack, peacock bass, Murray cod, you name it. And of course some of the traditional fishing patterns like redfin and other stuff. Not much more really to say other than at this point in time, November 2020, that's what I'm up to. You know, I'm doing the minnow and the flat-sided 150, both primarily into the collector's market, but certainly beautiful for fishing. Really enjoyed and caught some nice big yellers with this, which I might throw in at the end of this video for you guys to have a look at. But anyway, so that's the update. We'll keep poking along, and yeah, if there's more, if other things eventuate as the years go by and everything's going okay, I'll certainly do an update. But that's where we're up to in 2020. I hope you're fishing well, and yeah, see you on the next vid. Take care.